Thank you so much, Lauren, for doing this. I loved your answer when you were on the panel, when you touched on the difference between how we were trained and sort of the skills that we had to develop, like when we started practice ages and ages ago, and some of the issues that junior lawyers are dealing with currently. And so my first question to you is, what mistakes do you see junior lawyers making early in their careers?
Oh, such an excellent question. So thank you for this. I think, obviously we grew up in that time.
Yes.
We had, our partner would take us through a red line. So they would take a pen, mark up a document, and we would sit there and they would explain to us where we went wrong. That's not happening now. I think also working from home is not assisting junior lawyers with that. I get the flexibility of work, but I think what is important as a junior lawyer is learning how to deal with different clientele, how to network. I think that skill is being lost because remember when we were junior lawyers, we had to go to meetings. Sometimes we knew nothing about the meeting. Our partner just dragged us so we could think on our feet. We were then part of the discussions. We were able to also interact with much older people. So then we got to a point where we didn't care if it was a CEO or a CFO because we'd interacted with them so many times. And I think that's a skill set that's really being lost. So beyond just the technical skills, because I think, with the advent of AI, you can do things quicker, faster, better. But are you actually absorbing what you're supposed to be doing and where the mistakes are that that you are making? But I think more so from that is the soft skills. You in a law firm environment that you and I grew up in, you had to interact with difficult partners, clients that from different industries. And I think that sort of those soft skills that we learned, because we had to be in the office every day and we had to go to those meetings. We even had to serve and file and we had to
my word. Yes.
I think those are the soft skills that I worry that junior lawyers aren't learning.
100%. And I agree with you. We learned a lot by osmosis.
Absolutely.
Just being in the environment, hearing what our partners say. Yes.
Well, how did you do this? And what did
exactly.
you do that?
I don't think working from home. It's great for senior lawyers because you don't need the training and all of that, but it is doing a serious disservice to junior lawyers. And I could not agree with you more. I also love your emphasis on soft skills. A lot of the training in the legal industry focuses on technical knowledge and a little bit more now on AI and innovation and learning the tech. But the soft skills are so critical they're so important. And you could have the most brilliant lawyer, but if you're not, as you said, engaging with clients and understanding how to deal with other human beings within the legal profession, then you won't succeed as a lawyer. So it is but can you teach soft skills? That's the thing. How do you learn it?
I saw it by going to the office
and talking to people and making mistakes
and being with candidate attorneys and associates and speaking about how to deal with difficult people and knowing that there was that one client that you're like, oh my gosh, they're going to hate everything. Having to pick up the phone and have a discussion about fees and why are we discounting fees. I think there's a lot that's been lost because of that, and it's something to be aware of
and to be mindful of.
Yes, absolutely,
100%. Can junior lawyers influence decisions in their organizations without having formal authority? So do they need to have titles like partner or director or general counsel for them to actually be able to have an impact and influence within their organizations?
Great question. I think it all depends on the organization. So I think when I was growing up in law, there was a very hierarchical structure. So you would report into your senior associate if you were associate, senior associate to a partner. That has all changed. In my team, we have meetings, and I actually encourage my team members to be bold and because ultimately they are the face of the organization for that particular operation. And so I encourage them to be the thought leader and to make suggestions, because as lawyers, I think what happens in an organization is that everyone sort of glazes over when the lawyer talks.
Yes.
It's a skill set, right? Because you're talking. So provided you can speak the language of business, that is what will give you that influence. If you come in and say, I've read the contract, this is the legal risk, these are the guardrails, everyone will glaze over. They'll see you as, the handbrake.
Give me the punchline.
I think how anyone is going to influence an organization is to be able to speak the language. So if you're speaking to a CEO or CFO, speak about what does it mean from a revenue perspective? If we agree to uncapped liability, what could this potentially be from a revenue line if something goes wrong? How can we enable the business and be more practical and have elegant, practical solutions, basically?
Yes.
That's how junior lawyers will influence the board or anyone in the organization.
100%. And I see this a lot because I'm also in-house. And you get legal advice, especially externally, and it's all legalese. It's like a 20-page document.
Practical.
I'm like, I can't take this to my business. I can't.
I need 3 lines.
Exactly. I'm like, you did great analysis. It's amazing. I love the fact that you've looked at every law firm. I mean, at every case.
Legislation.
Exactly. I'm like, but I can't do anything around this. So practical commercial awareness, I think, is a very good skill for junior lawyers to learn.
Absolutely.
And being commercially minded, I agree, gives you influence within organizations so that your messaging actually lands.
Absolutely.
I always say as in-house counsel, I translate legalese into business speak and I translate business speak for external counsel. So I'm always like the in-between, and I know exactly, like having been in practice, I know what lawyers are saying, but it won't land nicely with my business. And then with the business as well, sometimes you like, it doesn't even sound like proper English, right? Like I have to put it together in a way that my lawyers will understand. So it's very interesting to see how that dynamic works.
Yeah, true.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.